The Prophet Najee. Najee or Najee?
Najee.
Prophet Najee. That is who you hear right now. On Question Everything. All right, let's pause it for a minute. The Prophet Najee, married to the game, committed to my vows. I was listening to a little bit of it beforehand. I listened to it when Rebecca referred me, and I'm just like, man, this dude's got bars. He likes to play with the words in a way that just entices you. You just get into it. So what's going on, man?
Hey, man, just another day of just hustling and grinding, man. Another day of just being blessed and highly favored, moving around in society as an individual, just trying to add the flavor to the pot, what I'm saying, the best way that I can.
Add the flavor to the pot the best way that it can. Man, so the dedication in the music, you can see it. But I don't know if y'all noticed, this man is in his car. He wanted to make sure he was on time. He was punctual about letting me know that he might run a little late, and then was on time, and I was late. Made me look bad. But the dedication, that you can see your passion in everything that you do. So I was going through your Apple Music, and I saw one of the first singles that you had dropped was in 2018, Fake Love, to this most recent EP, which was A.P.E, 6 tracks, 504 shows, Need My Love, because they know I've been the one. So from Fake Love to knowing you've been the one, because them 504 shows. Where's 504?
Man, New Orleans. That's where I used to actually live for a little minute. I went to Xavier University of Louisiana, and I got a little bit of flavor from there. And the people down there are wonderful. They show a lot of love, and yeah, man, that's like, that's a part of me. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah. It's always good to be a musician in a city that shows some love. We had a problem back in Dallas, I want to say about a decade, almost about 15 years ago. I was in the music scene, and it just seems like Dallas is not a very supportive scene when it comes to music and art and creation.
Wow.
People just don't get behind you. They say they will in that moment, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty and being there for those moments and supporting all the way through, it was one of those things where we'd get on stage, we'd perform, and we'd stay and listen to everyone else. Right. But if it was the other way around and we were the closing act, whoever was the opening act and had the most people, they'd get on stage first, they'd rap, and then all of them and their crowd would leave with them. And by the time we got on stage, it was like 5 people in the club. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, man. I understand, man. And I've been in those situations before, man, where, you get to a performance that has a number of people on the lineup, and, you see some people that brought their crowd and everything, and they're just there for those people. And, I've learned that, you can't really get offended by the fact that people, they're to support who they're there to support. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's all about you just getting on stage, getting the experience, learning from it, and figuring things out, and figuring out if you do want something like that to be a turnout for you, you just got to figure those things out while you piece the puzzle together. You know what I'm saying? So, just, you never take those type of things personally. At the end of the day, man, it's about you and your journey and being able to stay true to that and your growth, because eventually everything falls together, bro.
Talk to me about that. Everything falls together eventually. So I started out 97, 98, writing remixes of people's songs that already existed. And it just evolved into me creating my own style from remaking other people's things.
Right.
How did you get started?
So, man, I love telling the story, man, but it just started with me being a kid, bro, getting my first taste of hip hop when I was like 5. And the first song that I ever committed to memory was Tupac's Hail Mary. And I remember this very, very vividly, being in the back of my mom's old Toyota, you know what I'm saying? Like, and when I got older, around the age of 11, I was in elementary school, and I was in music class. It's just so crazy how everything just comes together. But I was in music class, And I just told myself, like, while I was writing, I told myself that I'm gonna be a rap artist because, it was something that just came, like, and from there I just took the steps to become one. But the thing is, for me, I grew up in a Nigerian household, so I grew up very different from my peers. So me saying that I wanted to be a rap artist, it was challenging because I didn't even know where to start. I didn't know where to look to. My parents, I couldn't look to them, So I
Yeah.
mean, this was a process. Literally, I literally had to go through stages in my life where those things that I was looking to do to get started with music just came with just time and patience, But knowing that the want was there, I just trusted, I trusted God. I trusted, life in general to bring me what I needed and the resources I needed to become, who I said I was going to become. So, it was a slow process, but I feel like everything is always on time.
Absolutely. I think that just the sheer desire and the fact that you set a waypoint, you set a goal, is the reason why you did it. That's one of those things that not many people realize how important it is, like, to have a vision, what the power of vision is.
Right.
If you don't see in your mind where you're going or what you want, how are you going to bring it to be? Right?
Exactly, bro. You said exactly that, bro. Vision is everything, and then following through. No matter if you have the resources or don't, it's like just doing and just taking that leap of faith and believing in the fact that you were given this vision. Because I mean, I'm sure that you can do things that I can't do, and that's vice versa for anyone who has a dream of becoming, a basketball player or even a musician or whatever the case may be. Like, they were blessed with a certain type of vision,
Yeah.
So really up to you to see it through, no matter what the case may be.
Yes. Yes. Now, about that follow through, I love that you mentioned that, because that's the only difference between the artist that we hear on the radio and the best rapper that probably is sweeping floors somewhere, right?
Yeah, man.
That follow through. I know
Yeah.
there had to be really low lows, and I know that just from the energy of watching you be on stage, I wish I had your energy. If I did that, I would have no more saliva left in my mouth to rap the song I was gonna rap. How?
I like that, man.
How do you keep that energy going? And, like, how did you make it through those low points?
Man, bro, like, really honestly, bro, like, I find my own ways to cope, but I really would just say prayer and also optimism.
Mm,
Like, I look at all the success stories that we see in in the industry today, and even in any industry, is the fact that people had the belief that no matter what the case may be, I'm gonna still get to where I'm going to get, because we all know that life is not just a straight path. Life is gonna have its ups and downs, its curves, its bumps in the roads. And the sooner you can accept that mentally, then you will be able to get through those lows. Now, I'm not saying that, it hasn't been tough. Like, there's times when I really feel like just calling it quits, like really just stopping everything that I had to do with rap, because, I have difficulties. And sometimes, you get to that dark place where you just, honestly, you just start to really just have this doubt in your mind, or you just saying, like, man, I don't know how this is gonna happen, or man, how is, what I'm saying? And then you get to a point where you kind of like almost making comparisons to yourself, to other people's success and things like that. And it's not like it's a bad thing, because it's a natural human tendency, if we just gonna be honest. Like, sometimes, you look at where you are in life and see someone else, and you might be thinking, like, dang, how can I get there, or why am I not there, whatever the case may be. But with a lot of self-development and just really self-love at the same time, it's like you realize, like, I'm exactly where I need to be right now. Right now I need to learn something, or right now I need to be able to build up the endurance, the perseverance, the strength to be able to get through these lows. So if I ever meet this low point again, I know how to get myself out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, life will test you no matter what the case may be. And as long as you understand that life will test you at all times, like, you will be able to overcome those little humps in the road, or those days where you feel down, or whatever the case may be. You can talk yourself out of it and realize, like, okay, this is how I'm feeling right now, but it won't be forever. It's just temporary.
This too shall pass, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good, man. I know you said that you said that the first track that really inspired you that you committed to memory was Hail Mary. Who was
Exactly.
your biggest influence? Who's been the one that you've looked to that has inspired you the most, be it in the industry or in general, anywhere?
I mean, man, it's just it's kind of hard to pinpoint to just one person, you know? I feel like it was a mix of people that I've just seen or encountered in life, or that's just really influenced my mindset and my mentality. But
Mm,
one of the first people was Tupac.
mm,
And I feel like that's a case for a lot of artists or people in general who saw the authenticity that
yeah,
Tupac presented to the world.
yeah,
A person who was not afraid to be himself in a place where there was just so much, darkness and all this other stuff. He just told it like it was, and he was
yeah,
himself. He never put up a front for anybody, and that's why I really admired him, because he was an individual. You can say he was an individual.
yeah,
Despite, I mean, because everyone has flaws at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, he owned those flaws. He didn't really care, and that's why I
yeah.
really him as an individual. So I could really say it was Tupac. That was my first introduction to a person who was just themselves.
Right. And that authenticity is something that when you're authentic, you will draw more of the people that vibe with you on that level that you vibrate on, and you will shake all the people off that don't belong on your vibration.
Exactly.
So where we go wrong in life is trying to fit into a crowd or trying to please everybody. Because we're
Exactly.
not we're not we're not everybody's flavor. Like you said, there's some people that I can reach that you could never reach. There's some things I know that you don't know, vice versa. We're
Exactly.
all here for a specific purpose. We all have that specific vision. And I love that you were talking about it. It just came back to me. You were talking about how you're always going to have those ups and downs, those highs and lows. I like to think of it as a life is like a slingshot, and there has to be that tension on the slingshot before you're launched on to the next. And it's almost
Uh,
like at that point where you just can't take anymore, that's when it snaps and you're not just pushed, you're pole vaulted to the next level, you know?
I really like that analogy, bro. I've never heard that. That is the first time I'm hearing something like that, but it makes so much sense. That's the reason why it kind of like hit. I was like, wow, that's a perfect comparison, bro. That is facts. And wow, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna really commit that to memory, bro. I love that analogy, bro. Thank you so much for that.
No problem, man. There's been some gems you've been dropping on me. I'm gonna have to look back on this and be like, I mean, I always come across more gems than when I was in the moment. When
Right.
I go back through editing and I'm just kind of cleaning things up for the broadcast, but I love what I do. I love music, but I'm getting a lot out of this. And I
Right.
know you had said something about music is just in you. It just became a part of you. I had to ask this because this is my personal experience.
Right.
Do you find it easier to write raps than you do to write regular?
Huh. And when you say regular, you mean like as in like something
Like,
outside?
yeah, like writing a paper, writing a letter to someone.
I mean, honestly, bro, like if I just had to be honest with you, I feel like writing has always been a part of me, even as a child. I used to read a lot. I mean, I still read, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I was put into the books like early, you know what I'm saying? My mom used to take me and my sister to the library, and we would have to read. Like, my dad,
Mm,
same thing, drop us off and we had to study. You know what I'm saying? They always put us in the books. And for me, even in school, taking creative writing classes and everything like that, and just using my imagination based off the books I used to read. It just was something that was always a part of me. So,
mm,
I've always found it as a personal strength for me being able to write anything, because it's more so knowing how to communicate with the
mm.
person that you're trying to communicate with, or who's ever going to read your stuff. You're trying to get them to understand your point of view, your perspective, and things of that nature. And I think
Yeah.
you know, before I even was able to even grasp that idea, it was already in me as a young kid.
Mm. So knowing your audience just came natural because, you know, creativity is just the ability to piece things together, piece experiences together. And the more life you live, the more you read, the more you experience, the more you have to pull from when it comes to putting new things together.
Facts.
Everything that is always has been and always will be. We're just using new combinations based on the life that we live and our background and experience.
Exactly, man. Exactly, bro. And you hit it right on the head, bro. Is being able to tell your story to where, at least speaking for the person who doesn't maybe have a voice, you know what I'm saying? Like, or who doesn't know how to communicate their life in the
Mm.
way in which, you know, you're living it, because everyone, I feel like, in some way has similarities or have gone through similar things just in different situations, but you just word it for them. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Because, you know, there are no new emotions on earth. There are no new emotions, but you just communicate it differently to where it hits something in somebody, like, bro, I felt that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
feel me? So it's just knowing how to communicate that for them. And that's the basis of music, bro. That's what makes music so beautiful.
absolutely. And you know, you said that Tupac was your influence. I've seen an interview where he said this very thing, that he was just the voice for the people that did not have a voice. It's not that he lived this, but he knows people that don't have that voice to tell that story. So he becomes the person that tells that story. He's the representative for that community.
Right.
So I can see the influence coming through there.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, once again, just being authentic in this realm of you know, of music, you feel me, and being able to accurately be a voice for the people who don't have the ability to talk about what they're going through, you know. So it's just knowing that with the voice that you have a responsibility to tell it accurately, and not, you know, say the wrong thing and influence the wrong, you know, influence the wrong people and stuff, you know, by saying
Yeah,
the, you know, words are powerful, bro. And I realize this.
absolutely. Hey, the power of life and death is in the tongue.
Exactly,
I,
bro.
I know you mentioned God a minute ago, so we vibe on the same level there.
Yeah,
And
man.
I was looking through the Apple Music and I noticed that you went from stargazing to notoriety, literally, from staring at the stars, dreaming, to being known. And then the record label just followed that. So
Yeah, man.
talk to me a little bit about this journey. What was you know, I didn't even mention. So you're here because the first episode I did getting back into this with Rebecca Hedges, she's the one that referred you. So you're here because she referred you.
Yeah. Shout out to Rebecca. That's
Yeah, I man, that should I'm gonna edit this and put that towards the front. You are
yeah,
here because Rebecca Hedges referred you. My
facts.
bad. No, she's awesome. And the fact that y'all aren't even in the same city anymore and she still sees you crushing your goals. How what was that point where you decided, because I know you do you still have a 9 to 5? Do you have a regular job, or is music your everything right now?
So, I mean, in the all honesty moment, you know, when I was in Memphis, because I'm not in Memphis right now, but when I was in Memphis, I wasn't really working a 9 to 5. I was, the last job I had in Memphis was working at H&M. Now it's
Okay.
like 2019, but you know, I was just hustling in different ways, bro. You know, I learned about real estate, got into that, and that allowed me to have some freedom in order for me to fund my music and everything like that. But I moved to Atlanta actually like
Mm,
ago. And it was the sole purpose of me being able to get out from my own backyard for a minute and experience new things. So, you know, I picked up a job here, you know,
okay.
knowing that I still have some skill sets and, you know, at least in the places that I've learned and everything like that in terms of real estate. But once again, I just went to pick up a job to be able to, I feel like, you know, I wouldn't say like humble myself, but in a way, kind of doing that to gain a new experience, you know,
Mm, yeah.
um, life from a different point of view. because I feel like for me, I want to take things to the next level. I really want to be able to take things further than what I can even see. And I feel like me getting a new experience outside the city would be able to add something for me to talk about, you know?
Absolutely.
You
The
know,
day you stop learning is the day you start dying.
exactly, bro. Exactly.
Always be learning. Yeah. So the question I was going to ask, what was it like, or was there a moment rather, that you just decided this is it? This is what I'm doing? Or has it always just been with you?
I mean, man, I'll say this. It hasn't always been the answer, the plan A. And going through my phases growing up, when you're not in a really supportive environment and have really no clear direction of how things are gonna happen, you kind of waver a little bit. You kind of waver with things. It
Yeah.
wasn't until I got to New Orleans to go to school and was away from the social pressures and the ideology that was placed on me for me to really, say like this is gonna be it. Because I got that clarity when me and a bunch of good friends of mine, while we were in New Orleans, we got together and created the first Xavier University of Louisiana cipher. Like it was really like one of the first. We started that.
Yeah.
You go back and look it up, you're gonna see that we actually were the first ones to really do that. You know what I'm saying? But that's when I knew, just creating that and seeing how that came together, I was like, bro, this is me. This is me. This is what brings me joy. This is the true me. I've had this want in my heart and my soul since I was a kid. And for some way, somehow God brought me back to the realization, like, yo, this is me. I went to school to be a doctor at first. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a bad profession at all, but you really have to have passion for something. Like, you really have to have passion for that. And it's not
Yeah.
impossible to become something like that. But at the end of the day, if you don't have passion, I'd rather not do my job halfway and then wake up regretting, not doing something that I felt like my soul was calling me to do, and really go for it all, and really make
Right.
those sacrifices to make it happen. So, bro, that moment, I would say, I can remember, it was like a very vivid moment. This was 2016, 2017, when I really was like, this is it. Like, this is what I'm doing, full strength, full sails ahead, no looking back, going all the way in, bro.
I like that you mentioned that. Sorry, my connection got unstable, so I missed the part. But creating something and being able to see the fruits of what you would like, to be able to see what you're capable of when you're being yourself.
Right.
To see the fruit that you produce when you just do it, right?
Right.
Nike was on to something.
Right.
Now, you said every show I do, I give my all. Not sure which song it was on. But let's talk about this EP. I know when you scheduled with me, you said you got an EP coming up that's dropping on July 9th. Well, we are past July 9th. So how did that EP do with it? It's Always Prosper and Eat.
Yeah,
6
always.
tracks.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I think you was about to ask me a follow-up question. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, no, you're good. So I wanted to know what's the story behind that, and what is your goal with this release?
Man, so really this EP was supposed to come out on the day that I graduated. It was gonna be called Graduation, but I just thought I had too much going on that day. I was like, I don't think it's gonna get the love that it deserves. Plus, when the cover art came back, with the half, me and then half the ape, it was like, it doesn't fit the theme of this, bro. It really doesn't,
Nah.
So I told my team, like, yo, we're gonna have to hold off on this real quick. This is not the right time. And so we went back to the drawing board, and we were just focusing on, okay, what are we gonna call this? What are we gonna call this EP? And the second name that came to mind was Mood Switch. That was, that's the first track on the EP, but
Yeah.
And it kind of made sense. It was like, okay, this fits. But I was like, if I want to be able to be more intentional with the way that I do things and leave a message for people so they know that they can take this away and have some type of mentality, I need to make this more memorable in a way. So I just was thinking, I just sat, and this is when I got to Atlanta. I'll say about maybe like a week after I got to Atlanta, it came to me. And
Mm.
I was looking at the cover art and I was like, bro, this is an ape, essentially. Okay, an ape. And I was thinking, okay, maybe I can turn this to an acronym. What could A.P.E stand for? And I'm just thinking about the way that I move, the way that I approach life, and the way that I see, being able to get the strength to keep moving forward on those tough times. And I was like, man, always prosper and eat. I was like, that's it. I was like, that's it right there. I sat with it and I was like, bro, that's it. That's what I stand for, bro. That's what I'm behind. That's the mantra. That's the way of life.
Yeah.
Always prosper and eat, bro. No matter
Yeah.
what the case may be. In the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, you must always find a way to prosper and eat, no matter
Mm.
what the case may be. Because if you don't, bro, you
Yeah.
starve. And no
Yeah.
one want to starve. It's a natural human thing to find a way to eat. That's a natural human thing, no matter what the case may be. You find a way.
Yeah.
Mentality, bro. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call it this, bro. And that's what I'm standing behind, bro. And that's the movement that I've been with, and I apply that to my life every single time. Even when I'm in situations where I don't know how things are gonna get it figured out, but I always tell myself, always prosper and eat, no matter what the case may be. Always find a way.
Man, that's beautiful. I was reading one of your Instagram posts about this, and you said that you really resonated with the Planet of the Apes because it was about family and how apes are naturally family oriented animals. They're naturally loving, but they also protect their family and what they have.
Right.
Talk to me a little bit more about that inspiration.
Man, so Planet of the Apes, bro, like it's just so crazy how that trilogy, I watched that trilogy like 3 or 4 times, but I pulled something out of it each time. And once again, apes are really intelligent creatures. If you even want to go back into like the Darwin theory and evolution and stuff like that, they say that humans evolved from apes. I mean, that's just one thing, that's just a belief, whatever the case may be. But whatever the case, I see where they will make those parallels.
Yeah.
Once again, apes are very intelligent, very loving. They care about being together. They care about prospering. They care about being able to, run with their tribe and make a way. And that's what I saw on the Planet of the Apes, with Caesar being the ringleader, the leader to take his people, his kinds, his species to the next level, to a whole nother level of living, understanding, and unity. And when someone tried to come in to like poison that, it became an issue, yes, but he found a way to take that problem away, to instill in the values that we are stronger as one unit, and no matter what the case may be, we will always find a way to prosper. That's the message that was communicated, and it resonated with people because people respected him as a leader. Now I know it's an ape movie, yes, but at the same time, if you really just sit back and look at the values that's being taught in the movie, you would understand, why I resonated with the movie so much.
Yeah.
It's teaching values, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, man, it's just crazy how all this even just came together.
Yeah. I mean, there's no accidents, there's no coincidences. The fact that that resonated with you and that title popped into your head, and you said that it almost felt like they were trying to instill in people to always prosper and eat. And obviously it worked because it popped into your head immediately when you arrived in Atlanta and you thought about the Planet of the Apes. And now I imagine that when you listen to the Ape EP, that's that removing, how did you say it? You said helping people to respecting you as a leader, but
Yeah,
helping people to remove that.
that negativity, when
Yes.
tries to go against that grain of the values that you instill in your people, so they understand that this is how things work. When someone tries to go against that grain, you got to take that negative seed out, whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. You can't surround, like, that's just with anything that goes against your morals, your principles, or any type of negativity is in your circle, you remove it naturally, or you just
Yeah.
stay up naturally if it goes against what you believe. You know what I'm saying? If it's not going to help you move forward and it's more detrimental than helpful, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying, then you remove it automatically. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Man, that's beautiful. The fact that you have values that you stand by, you'd be surprised how many people not only don't live by a set of values, or let me correct that, don't live consciously by a set of values.
Right, bro.
They have a
Right.
belief system, they have a set of values, they're just on autopilot, so they don't know what it is anymore.
Exactly.
And that
That's
ego takes over.
That's crazy, bro. It's crazy because I was reading this book and I'm still reading it now. I'm almost through with it though. The seven habits of highly effective people. And in that book right there, that actually, because I think I was running on autopilot, but it was something that was kind of there, but it didn't come to the forefront all the way. And that book made me really just sit down and really write down my values and what I go by, what I stand on, and how will I stand as a man at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That book
Yes.
bring that out. And what's most important to me, how do I see myself carrying myself as an artist, as a man, once again, for the next 10, 20, 30 years moving forward? How do I want my own family to, live and everything like that? The next generation of individuals that come through me, how do I set the tone, And being conscious of that is so important because once
Yeah.
again, as I stated, a lot of people may have values, but they don't even know exactly what they are. They just, like you said, run on autopilot. So they just think they know that they're running on values, when really they're just kind of going with life. That's it, kind of going with going with the flow. You know what I'm saying? And when those principles and those values get tested, and they're not really firm on them, they'll end up folding and doing what the mass, that's how you get peer pressure and all this other stuff that happens because you don't know yourself that well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Exactly, bro. Exactly,
Yeah.
bro.
It's getting deep. So
I love it though, bro.
yeah, I'm loving it. So is there a mantra, quote, or saying that has stuck with you? I know you said you're reading Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. I think I got that book like I want to say 10 or 20 years ago. I want to say it's closer to 20 years ago because I had I had a CD back when
Oh,
CDs were still a thing.
okay.
I still have it. I ran across it the other day. I used to listen to it
Right.
as I slept. And then one day I read the book and I was like, why do I know all this? It was being programmed in my sleep. But you're right, that awareness, bringing it to the forefront of your mind that you're living a certain way
Right.
and you don't even know why.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Was there a point? What was there something that brought you to reading the books? Because I know I was, well, I mean, you said your family was always reading. They dropped you off at the library and made you read, but for yourself to read a book on your own past that I have to read for my parents, was there a point in your life where you just started questioning everything? And what was that point?
Man, I mean, yeah, bro. It's crazy. I think I started first questioning. So I didn't really get back into reading because there was a moment in time where I stopped reading. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it was something that had to naturally come back to me. But you know, for me, man, I think it started when I was in New Orleans and, going through that journey as an artist and, figuring myself out, figuring the direction I want to go. It was like slow little bits and pieces. The first book that I read on my own that I really wanted to, pull information from was The Alchemist. That was the first book that I read. And I remember this was 2017 in New Orleans. I came down to work and it was so crazy because I ended up, sleeping on the couch with one of my homeboys. He just gave me an opportunity because it's a long story, but I ended up sleeping on his couch for the summer. And, you know, I was going through, I think I was going through changes, and I wanted to have more direction with my music and everything. So I got to a point where I kind of like stopped a little bit and just took a step back and just let things come to me. And then once again, I came across the book, The Alchemist, and it just showed me like that I was on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and then, you know, the way that you look at life, you know, it stems from your thoughts. It stems from your thoughts and how you think. Everything stems from your thoughts and your perspective. So it's like when you change your words, your perspective, the way that you think, the way that you move and everything, your whole reality changes. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know? It's been like this for years, you know what I'm saying?
Since
But
the beginning of time.
exactly, bro. So, you know, for some people get to the information sooner than others, but it's never too late. I feel like anytime anyone gets to this realization, because I know a lot of my people and so many others are coming into this information and really understanding that, you know, it's right on time. It's right on time. You know what I'm saying? So that was that moment for me, man. That was New Orleans 2017, bro. It was a crazy experience and just realization, bro. It just was powerful, man, for me to think like that, you know?
Yeah, that awareness. You read The Alchemist and you realize that the world you're living in is a world you've literally created for yourself, be it heaven or hell on earth. You've created it.
Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. It's just completely wild, man. Completely wild, man.
It is. It is. So with that being said, let's go back because I asked you the question and then I went to another one. Is there a question, quote, mantra, saying that you've heard that stuck with you that inspires you and keeps you going? So mine was do one thing every day that scares you, Eleanor Roosevelt. I
Oh,
found it.
wow.
Yeah, I found it on a bumper sticker back in Spencer's years ago. I want to say it was 2008. And I put it on my car and it hit me right between the eyes because I was like, man, I'm not scared of anything. And then I started thinking about it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I was like, man, I don't like to eat in front of people. I don't like to walk in front of people. I don't like to talk in front of people. I don't like people hearing my voice. I'm
Yeah,
afraid of everything.
right.
Yeah.
Well, bro, I mean, in a very serious way, man, I mean, there's so many books that have so many good quotes, but I feel like
Yeah.
the only thing that really stands out of my mind that I can think of is, man, I am. Like I that was something that stood out to me. I am all that I am. And I don't know where I got that quote from, bro.
The
But that's
Moses Code.
you said what now?
The Moses Code.
That might be what it is, bro. I know I've
I
seen it.
am that I am.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know, it's really simple. It's really straight to the point. It might be like, you know, but it's powerful because, you know, that allows me first and foremost to say that I am who I am. So that means I'm already able to have the ability to be my own individual self. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Then two, on top of that is like whatever I put my mind to, I can achieve. I'm already that. You know what I'm saying? I am is a very powerful two words. It's only two words, but it's very powerful because you're affirming that in your mind, your subconscious, and so many other things. So when I tell myself I am one of the best rap artists from Memphis, Tennessee, I believe that wholeheartedly. And I've been saying that since 2017. Ever since I figured out that I am is the two most powerful words you can say. You know what I'm saying? I believe that, bro. And I move like that.
So it's really, I'm like, I got chills. I'm frozen. I'm honestly a little freaked out because I was watching on YouTube earlier while I was working. I
Right.
was watching the Moses Code. It was called Beyond the Secret, the Moses Code. They were like, the Moses Code is a comma. And they're like, what? A comma? Yeah, I am that I am. Everyone is always taken the name of God as I am that I am. Who sent you? I just tell them I am. I am that I am. They said the comma comes after that. I am that. I am.
Right.
I have this all written on my board right here in front of me. I have a whiteboard with the 3 easiest ways to manifest things. So imagine, be, do, have. You got to be the kind of person and do the kind of things to get the things that the kind of people have like the things that you want that other people have or that you want to have. You have to be the kind of person and do the kind of things. It's that order instead of I have to have it before I can be it or do it. Then it's
Exactly.
repeat because repeating encodes it into your consciousness, and breathing amplifies anything.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Exactly, bro. I'm in total agreement, because that is how you really, as they say, quote unquote, manifest things. You know, that's how you bring about the things that you want to see in your life. And it's like, once again, it's a process all the time, but you affirm it, you believe it, you move like that. You know what I'm
Thank you.
saying?
Thank you.
Exactly. Feel me?
Yes.
That's how you do it, bro. You can't say that I am this. Like I said, it would be different if I said I am one of the best rap artists from Memphis, Tennessee, and I don't move like that. I'm subpar with what I post. I don't really bring out too much quality. I'm not working on my sound. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm not moving that way, then how is life going to reward you with what it has to offer if you're not moving as if you already it? This is the reason why I tell people you don't have to wish to be it if you're already it. If you get what I mean. You're already who you need to be. You're already, and yes, you're growing, you're going through development, yes, but you're already it. You know what I'm saying? If you say that you want to play basketball, well, you are a basketball player. You're already it. Now operate on that frequency that you are maybe already in the NBA. Operate on that frequency. You feel me? It's that way that you need to operate on.
And that's what that, like we were talking about with the authenticity, it vibrates at a frequency that attracts more of itself and repels what it isn't, right?
Right.
So if you read an act, think an act, speak an act, what you said, I knew this long ago. I used to study with Jehovah's Witnesses. My mom was a Jehovah's Witness. I knew that I am were the most powerful two words in the universe, because anything that comes after I am is something that will happen. So if you say I am tired, you're gonna be tired. I am broke, yeah, and you're gonna stay that way.
Yeah.
And
look, man.
you hear people in conversation every day. How are you doing? I am, and then they go on to profess whatever it is that they're living in their life already, even if it's bad. And especially sometimes if it's bad, it's almost like it's a custom for us to complain about our life.
Man, bro, like you saying a word, man. I'm over here having to wipe off the sweat off my, you know what I'm saying? Because you preach here, man.
Let me get a hallelujah.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. No, but real talk though, bro. I get it. You know, life is not fair. Life is not fair in a lot of regards. Life brings its challenges. And I know, you know, sometimes it sucks to go through life and have to learn certain things. But having gratefulness on your mind and being grateful for just the little things, like if you could just find one thing to be grateful for. Okay, you know, today you might not have been able to get, you know, these new shoes that just came out, or maybe, you know, you didn't really get to do something that you wanted to do today, or you look forward to it all week and it just fell through the roof. Okay, cool. Well, bro, I can be grateful for the fact I woke up today. I can be grateful for the fact that I even have a car to get to that place. I can even be grateful for the fact that, you know, I was able to eat a meal and have my mind mentally sane enough to be prepared for something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to be able to be grateful for the small things in life. And it makes life 10 times more positive when you're able to just be grateful, even in the darkest moments. There's time that I think that's when we get tested the most, when we're in dark times, going through the most, to really see whether or not we can find something to be grateful for, or are we going to complain? You know what I'm saying? It only makes things worse. So why complain? Like, you know?
I mean, if you're voicing what's wrong, you're only changing that perspective with your thoughts and your words to create the reality around you of something you don't even like.
Exactly.
What you appreciate appreciates.
You on here preaching, man. I love it, bro. I love it.
So I know we're coming close to the end of time here, and I can't believe it, but I mean, there's a lot of meat in here for up and coming artists. There's a lot of meat in here for anybody that is even not in the music industry. Just there's a lot of power And you're over here telling me I'm preaching, but I couldn't preach unless I was bouncing my word off the prophet over here.
Oh man, I like the way you set that up. I love that, bro. You really, man, you over here saying some things, man, putting them together. I love it, bro. I love it.
Well, I really appreciate. So just for our listeners and viewers, I have never spoken to this man until today. That is what I love about my show. I don't prepare for this with people ahead of time unless it's like what, 5 minutes before we start recording the show.
Right.
And we don't really talk about much.
Right.
But the relationships that build and the synchronicities, there's no way you could have known what I was watching earlier, and your quote just happens to be what I've written all over my. I wish I could show. I'm gonna take a picture of it. I'm gonna post it when we talk about that in the show, because that's just crazy. But it's just confirmation. When you vibrate on a certain level, you send those waves out into the universe.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. Life's not fair. But aren't you glad that life's not fair? Because think about it. If we got what we deserved, we wouldn't be here. If everyone got exactly what they deserved. Yeah. Think on that one. So I'm going to conclude it with the last two questions. What is a question that you think everybody should be asking themselves?
What can I do to be better than yesterday? I think that question right there will make you sit down and assess the days, the time, and the hours that you put into whatever activities that you do on a day-to-day basis. Are my actions becoming greater that's making me greater, or am I doing things that are just slowing down my process and my own progress? How can I keep improving as an individual? How can I become a better me than I was yesterday? If you are just 1% better than you were yesterday, then you're making progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you become a better individual and not be obsessed with just like self-development and everything like that, but become kind of obsessed with self-development because you want to be able to bring out your greatest potential. You want to be able to see how great you can become to be an influence to others. It's all about being able to give back to the people who are looking up to you the most. How can you, if you are not improving yourself, then how could you ever reach back and help anyone? I think it's a human desire to want to help people. But if you're not taking the actions to actually improve and get yourself into a position to be able to give back and help, so they can now pass it on to the next person and create this cycle of being able to give back in a positive way because someone took the time to improve themselves, then where would society be today if we didn't have that type of mentality? You know what I'm saying? Would we be where we are today? I know the world has this crazy. Don't get me wrong. At the same time, we wouldn't be as advanced if someone didn't work on themselves first to give back and inspire the next person to keep it going.
That's good, man. I've heard this a couple times when I've asked this question. How can I be better than I was the day before? But everyone has, as we were talking about earlier with creativity, their own life experience to go with that quote, to go with that question that makes it hit differently. And that just hit different today. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, man.
This has been an awesome interview. I got two more questions. So where can my audience find you?
Y'all can everyone that's listening, man, tuned into this beautiful broadcast, this beautiful talk. Y'all can find me everywhere at the Prophet Najee, and that's everything that you can think of. That's TheProphetNajee. And once you type that in, I mean, like, I'm like one of the only people with that type of name, bro. So I mean, you guys should relatively find me fast. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
It was real fast when Rebecca referred me. I typed in the Prophet and Najee filled in, and I was like, okay. You can Google him.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
So the Prophet Najee, I'm going to put that on screen at the Prophet Najee. wherever you could find him. Check out the EP Ape. Dropped July 9th, but it is fire. And this man has a stage presence that if you check out the Instagram, you will see the passion, and he has wordplay that can keep you enticed. And every time you listen, you'll hear it a different way, a different time. Something else is going to stand out to you. It's got layers. I can appreciate that. Now,
and thank you.
No problem, man. Who are two people that you know are crushing their goals like you that you'd love to see me interview on the show?
Man, you have to. So I'm gonna shout out both of my boys, man. His name is James is Who. He is the owner of Dear Who Productions. He is from Memphis, Tennessee, but he currently resides in Atlanta, Georgia. So that's one man that I see crushing it. You know, he's determined, and he is on his way to the next level when it comes to production and how he operates. So I gotta give it to him. And the owner of Notoriety Records, it is Cameron J. Finklin. He is another brother of mine that, you know, first saw the potential in me and wanted to take what I was doing and what he was wanting to accomplish to the next level. And I can't be any more grateful than the fact that someone took the time to really want to invest in my, you know, and the way that I was doing things and want to see it be taken to the next level. So I can only appreciate that. So it's only right that I shout out both of my boys, because they are two examples of young Black brothers who are out here doing their thing and create their lane. So I got to give it to them.
Doing their thing and what? You cut out for a second.
My fault. They're creating their lane, bro. Creating their own lane.
Creating their own lane. Man, if there's not a position, go out there and create one, right?
Exactly.
If there's not a lane on the highway, take the shoulder.
Right.
So James is Who from their Who Productions. Did I get that right?
Yeah, Dear Who Productions, yes.
Spell that first part.
So it's DEAR.
Oh, Dear Who. Dear Who.
Yeah, Dear Who Productions. You should be able to find it on Instagram relatively easily.
Okay. Dear Who Productions, and then Cameron J. Finklin from Notoriety Records, who you are currently with.
Yes.
Because you stopped stargazing.
Yes, exactly. Man, I love the way you put these together, bro. That's crazy.
Well, all right, man. I'm going to give you the time back in your day. We are at time. I'm going to reach out to these people. If you want to make the introductions for me, that'd be great. I don't mind reaching out blind, though, and mentioning your name. I can't wait to interview them. I want to say that this episode is about 8 weeks out.
Okay.
But I'm training my son to do the editing, so they may start to go a little faster.
Okay, man, just take your time with it, man. Just do whatever you got to do to you know, get it out, bro. But it's a process. I understand, so it's all good. I only appreciate the fact that you have me on here. I feel very honored.
Yeah, I feel humbled and grateful to be able to interview you, because watching the talent on there, you know, we look at people and we think they're not gonna want to talk to me.
Man, there's one thing you gotta know about me, bro. I'm never a person that's feeling like they're bigger than anyone, bro. Never like that at all, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm humble enough to be able to have a conversation with anyone, because, you know, you can learn things from anybody, even strangers that you don't know or anyone in passing on the street. You know, you can learn from anyone if you just take the time to listen and have a conversation.
Take the time to listen and have a conversation. I'm gonna let that marinate right there. There's so much in that statement right there that it could change someone's world if they just stopped for 1 minute and asked questions about how someone else was living rather than assume.
Exactly, bro. You got it, bro. You got it.
Well, until next time, thank y'all for tuning in. Question everything. We will see y'all next episode.
For sure.